Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Today is day 36, and I am Laura Ashley Abraham.
And I am Connie Smith.
And together we are the Michigan Medium Angels, and we are bringing you CNL good news. So, what's our good news of the day? You get to see us. Yay! Yeah, we were supposed to be recording last video today, so sorry if we confused you. But yesterday's was Ageless Beauty Tips, and it was so good. That was great information. So today's video is for real going to be on how to meditate and mudras. We're just messing with you. We just wanted to make sure and see if you were paying attention. Now that we have your full attention, go ahead, Tink. Take it away.
Oh, okay, so I know we get a lot. How do you meditate? Like, how do you meditate? And so, not many people really ask what are the benefits, because I think people get it, but there are really many more benefits to meditation than what people think. It's not only helps you relax, but it actually helps you get clarity, because you're quieting your mind. And if any of you are, I'm a double fire sign. So for me to try to relax, twinkle toes, it's.
Oh my goodness. Like to see that one. Like to see that one happen.
So my mind's always going, and it's really difficult for me to shut it off. For me, guided meditations work best because of that, because there's something else going on. So it's almost like that makes me focus on something. Recently, though, I have really been able to focus more with quiet without doing anything. They're both great. It's just what your preference is. I feel more, go ahead.
Why do you feel like you have been able to focus more in quiet meditation? I'm curious.
That's a great question. I am not sure. There may be many reasons. Maybe this quarantine it actually started before the quarantine. Now come to think about where I was able to more. I'm not sure. I don't know if, also when you do guided meditations, you'll find, like, you might find one that you really love, and all of a sudden you're just like, one day you're like, I don't want to listen to that anymore. That means you don't need it anymore. I must have needed whatever was in those guided meditations, because we talked about this before, the Sanaya Roman ones, like they have great Oren and Deben, great meditations, and I love them, but it gets to a point where I don't even want to hear them anymore. And it's because I don't need them. I don't need them at that time. And they may come and go. I might feel the urge to do it again. But I started getting quiet, and then I actually have my own meditation that I started doing, which you and I talked about, and I'll do that at some point. We'll do another video on that. But I love that one because I can go anywhere to get money, health, whatever it is that I want in those meditations. But the quiet is actually what's really been helping me to really get clarity and see and do more. You were going to say something. Go ahead.
You're talking about with the Sanaya ones, that the Oren and Deben, where they're the guided ones, like you said, that you can do, because you just said with the money, you can get what you want, like money. Those ones have themes, so they're themed. Is that what you mean?
No, I started doing my own. I started doing my own meditations, and as I'm just laying there, I used to do them on and off like years ago, similar ones to this. But yeah, we can do that another time. Maybe we'll make that a video or something.
Yeah, I was just curious. I was just confused about what you meant on how you were doing that. I do the same thing too. I know exactly what you're talking about, where you create your own. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I have that effect on people of confusing people.
If she's confusing me, she's got to be confusing you. So I'm just trying to help everybody who's watching, to get.
It happened.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, that's okay. So basically, it is so easy to meditate. Okay, in 3 steps you can meditate, even in less than 3 steps. You really need to just the first place is find a place to meditate. Where is it you can do it lying in your bed. I prefer to lie down rather than sitting up, and I may fall asleep, but if I fall asleep, that's what I need. So I may just sleep for a little bit. Some people prefer to sit up with their spine straight, so that way it's easier to do their mudras, which we're going to talk about. Mudras are just hand positions, to be able to do different things that go along with the meditation that enhance it. And so find a space. Maybe it's, I love going in my room here. I call it my Reiki and my magic room, because I have my incense going. I have my Reiki bed with the crystal mat. I have all my crystals around. It's a serene place for me. Or I like to go out in nature because I have a garden in the back that used to be a beautiful serenity garden, which I'm now in the process of redoing that. Or just sit out there and just sit in nature and just listen to the sounds of the birds and different things in there. But where do you like to meditate? Like, what do you like to do? Do you like to sit, stand? Do you like to, there are standing meditations you can do too, especially with, Tai Chi probably as well, but Qigong, there's a lot of standing meditations to do that as well. But what do you like to do?
I wasn't sure if you were asking me or if you were asking the audience. Okay.
You. Twinkle Toes, what do you like to do? What's your favorite mode of transportation with meditation?
That, like you said, it depends what I'm feeling. So if I go for a walk, because I have a lot of energy, but I want to clear my head because I'm thinking too much about something, or I just feel off and I want some clarity and I don't feel like being still, going for a walk really helps me a lot. And usually I won't focus on what it is. I will, like you said, listen to nature, listen to the birds. And by the time I've been through my walk, usually the answer or something will become clear at the end, usually like a half hour, 20-minute to half-hour walk. I love doing that. And then the other thing is laying down, and if I want to do a guided meditation, I usually will lay down. If I have like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, then I will just bring in white light and just imagine white light surrounding me. And that helps with, for me, the white light too, bringing that in helps with clarity. So, and that would be where I would be sitting up. Usually I'll sit up and do that. So it just depends on how I'm feeling for the day. Usually, like I said, the guided meditations I'll do laying down because I'll usually fall asleep or like to just be really relaxed. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. And some of you may want to find a spot where you make it your own special place. So you look forward to going there, even if it's for 10, 15 minutes or 5 minutes, like you said, but maybe it's a minute, who knows? But really, so the first thing is just find a place that's comfortable for you. The second thing is get clear what is it you want to do? Do you want to do a guided meditation, or do you want to just sit quietly? The third thing is really breathe. You really want to, in yoga, they call it pranayama, and it helps to increase your chi or your prana, your life force energy by doing that. And by breathing, and I know we talk about this a lot, but we're going to talk about it again. Breathing does so much. It not only increases your circulation, it brings oxygen to your brain, which gives you clarity. That's the thing. When you're breathing, you also are getting out toxins because you're purifying the liver. Because when you breathe in, and imagine just breathing in white or gold light or silver or whatever you want to do, or breathing in all good stuff. That's your intention. Breathing it in. Then when you breathe out, it's anything that no longer serves you. Maybe you see even like, cookie stuff coming out or whatever it is, and breathing that out. And maybe your intention is you're breathing out stuff from the liver that no longer serve, all the toxins from your liver and your body stored everywhere, and it's all coming out. But by doing the breathing is what really has been helping me to focus on staying centered and staying focused, I guess, if you will. The other thing too is I have a monkey mind. I have stuff pop in and out all the time. I still do. It's acknowledging it, because if you try to fight it, what you resist persists. So if you try to fight it, it's going to keep coming back. Just acknowledge it, thank you, let it go, and then just go back to your breath, focusing on your breath. And by visualizing that too, what you're doing now is you're taking your mind and you're focusing it on one thing. So that way it will help with the monkey mind. But those are really the basic things, and you can do it as long as you want. If you only have a minute, do a minute. I actually was watching Billions. It's a really good TV series through Showtime. And he is a billionaire who's made his money off of hedge funds. But one of the things that he does, you'll see him all throughout the episodes. He has a quiet room where he goes and he meditates to clear his mind. It's so important to do. It doesn't matter how busy you are. You have a minute. You have a minute that you could do 3 times a day. You have 5, whatever it is, you can make time for it. But if you're like me, I'll say, I'll do it later, do it later, do it later. But I'll tell you, this quarantine has forced me to get more of a routine. I've now been getting up. I've been exercising. I've been doing yoga, meditating, doing all the things that I need to do so I can get more stuff done. When you start meditating, you actually don't even need to sleep as much because you are restoring things, you're balancing things, your nervous system, you're calming everything down, which is what you do in rest. You're regenerating. When you meditate, you regenerate. So the longer you can meditate, you don't have to do it for hours and hours on end like the masters do, which, you know, I eventually would love to do that. It's something really cool. And maybe we'll do some sort of retreat where we do this one day, because that would be amazing. Going to the mountains and doing meditation retreats or the ocean. I think that's on our list, eh? That should be our next agenda.
It is. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
There's just we could go on and on about the benefits of what meditation does, but it really, for the most part, it regenerates you and revitalizes you and centers you and gets you focused. Like, those are the main things for me that I get. What do you find are the best things? What do you get out of it?
Like you said, all of those things, for me, it's a calm. It gets me to get out of trying to find a solution to sometimes a problem and letting that go and just allowing myself to be calm and to be still. It allows me to feel that peace, that everything's okay, that my angels and my guides are with me, and to connect with that feeling. Because I think a lot of times we're trying to make things happen or trying to figure out a solution to an issue or whatever's going on. And a lot of times the solution, the answer, whatever it is, will come forward when we stop thinking about it and trying to force it and just allow it. That's why I love it, because I'll get into that space, and like you were saying too, it just brings me so much calm. And I love to just imagine like white light filling my whole body and around my energy field. And when you were talking too, like breathing in to your organs, a lot of times I'll breathe in the energy, but I'll see it, the negative stuff coming out of my feet, and asking the angels like to transmute that negative energy or sucking it out of my feet or whatever. So that's another way that can be very beneficial too. But for me, it calms me and it makes me feel safe, I guess I would say, safe and supported. And I can almost feel their energy, my guides and my angels just surrounding me. It's that connection with my higher self. It just brings me back to that centered, like everything's going to be okay feeling. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, and I love the white light. Thanks for sharing that, because that is another one. I do gold a lot, or white. I love gold because gold it's supposed to just do so many things for you too. So both of them are great. Do them all.
Yeah, and when you were talking about that too, I was going to share, I remember one of the times when in the very beginning when I was doing readings, and we were at an event, I think you and Nan had hosted this one. It was at one of the churches, I think the Unity Church.
Unity?
Yeah, this was popping up in my head the other day. Anyways, I remember I surrounded myself in light. And I remember so many people were drawn to me at that reading thing. And I was like kind of in the corner, out of the way a little bit. I had a good spot, but I'm serious. Like, I surrounded myself in white light, and I could feel and sense that people were drawn to me. And and even one of the people who was there, I'll never forget this. She said, when I came up to you and you started doing a reading, all I could see was white light. It was blinding me. It was like I couldn't even look at you. It was so bright. I seriously, yeah. I know. And that was true. She didn't even know. I had never met her before. And this was a new client. And she literally said that it was blinding. It was like I had a light behind me shining.
Well,
yeah.
You do have a bright light, honey. You do shine bright.
But I forget to do that as often as to bring it in and make it that big and make it that white. So that's actually fun. You guys could try that too. I've worked with that with some of my clients who are working in the healthcare field right now and that are out at working in the at stores that are on the front lines, to imagine themselves surrounded in that. And that's also a really good shield too, to protect them and protect you. Anywhere, if you have to go somewhere, really make it bright and make it like real thick and surrounding as like a cocoon. Okay,
Love it. No, that's okay. So really quickly, and then we'll wrap this up. A few mudras, which are just hand positions. Basically, and I know you yogis out there, there's a lot more that we can say about these hand positions. I'm just going to give you a quick overview. There's receptive mode, where those of you who do yoga, in Shavasana, at the end, you generally have your palms up. It's funny because my hands start tingling just even talking about it. You have your hands up, and it's basically you're surrendering. You're open to receiving. Those are the two things that it means to me, is just surrendering. I am now surrendering, and I am also open to receiving for whatever comes for my highest and greatest good. That's what that means to me. It's just being receptive, open. You're just vulnerable. You're open. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. I know I do that a lot when we're meditating. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In class.
Then what's that, honey?
In class, whenever we would do the guided meditations, I would always, it's almost like a natural response for me.
Me too. Yeah. Even if I sit up and meditate, that's the most common position that I put my hands in. And it's really telling the universe, here I am here, I'm ready, I'm open, I'm surrendering, just nothing. I'm just thinking of nothing and I'm surrendering. That's again, you're right. That's one that I do the most. Then there's the Gyan or the chin mudra, which is this. You'll see a lot of yogis doing this a lot, like where you sit with your legs crossed and then like this, or like this, but I do it. There may be a different meaning. I'm not sure about that. Maybe any yogis out there can tell me if there's a different meaning for being up or down. But generally, I do it like this. It's also circular. It's like closing a circle. It's creating energy. But more so, for this, it is concentration. It's more about calming the nervous system, concentrating, and it's grounding, and it's focusing on the root chakra when you do these. And it's just something about the circle too that really, and even with sacred geometry, you have the circle, so that's good too. In the circle of life, completion, there's a lot grounding with this, and it's interesting because then you have 3 fingers up. 3 is creativity. So when you think of the number 3 and or ascended masters, so there's a lot to this mudra. There's much more. This is just kind of quick overview. What's that?
That is so interesting, because one of the cards that got pulled for this week, I don't know what day this video is going to come out, but it'll be interesting to see if it falls on that day. Mm-hmm. The card number broke down to 3, and that was what it was about creativity, and you didn't even know that. So that is really interesting.
The funny thing is, I wasn't going to say that. That just popped up. Like, I didn't read that anywhere about the circle and the 3. That just popped up into me. Like, I have never connected that before, read it anywhere before, prior to just talking about this now when I saw the 3, but go ahead.
Well, and when you were saying that too, it brought me back to one of the first times that I actually started connecting with my guides. And I remember, because there's different ways to meditate, right? Like we're talking about. And I had said, show me what you want me to know, or tell me what you want to tell me. And I remember them literally taking my hand and doing that. And I'm like, I don't remember if it was like this or like I was like, what does that mean? And I seriously couldn't figure out what it meant. They kept doing that, both my hands. And I was trying to figure it out for the longest time. And then it hit me, meditate. They were trying to get me to meditate, like you just said, because that helps to ground. I never even made that connection. That is connected with your root chakra, safety, security. Yeah, I mean, I did make the connection at some point, but that it was about meditating. But I remember them doing that, and I was like, what are you trying to tell me? You know, what are you showing me? So your guides can use your body too to try to tell you things. So pay attention.
Yeah, and interesting, right when you were, that's awesome, honey. Thank you for that. You were like being guided to do that, and you didn't even know what it was at that time. And ironically, when you did this, and I saw it, it reminds me of A-OK. Everything's okay. Like, so that could be too. I just got chills on that. That may be too, like, I'm okay. I am safe. I am protected. It can, isn't that interesting energetically?
Yeah, I have to look back at my notes and see, because I was like, what? I knew they were trying to communicate and talk to me, but I didn't get it. So, okay, interesting.
Well, ironically, the next one I was going to talk about is one, so that one was more about calming and concentrating. The next one is going to give you energy. It's going to increase your circulation. And you did this. You said, I don't know if it was this or this, but you didn't even know I was going to talk about these. Now, normally this, you see devil worshipers doing this, okay? But this is not what this, yes, I know, her mouth is like, yeah, no, this is not. Just like all anything, a lot of things out there that we're going to talk about in our signs and symbol class, a lot of things that devil worshipers use, or dark magic, or whatever you want to call it, they have actually stolen the good ones and made them bad. So I'm going to say bad because they are. It's negative. They made them negative. But actually, this is to help increase circulation, to give you energy. It's also for eliminating, it's great for your urinary tract. Your urinary tract, it's great if you have constipation because it helps to move. It's moving things through. It's giving you energy. So that's what this can do for you. This one here. This one's called, I might be mutilating this, but it's APAN, A-P-A-N. That's what this one is. And I once in a great while will do this, but not a lot. Again, mostly it's I'm just in receptive mode, or the other one like this. So yeah, or I'm laying down and I fall asleep. But yeah, so anyway, go ahead, Twink, sorry.
No, that was very interesting. I didn't realize that about the signs, but again, it's about your intention, and our intention is always for good. It's always to be bringing forward love and light and joy and happiness and the feeling of that. So whatever you feel guided to do, you know, look it up and see which ones, or practice and try them. The 3 things that you were talking about earlier too was basically, you know, find a place and a space to do your meditations in, to do, you know, where it feels calm to you. And the reason I'm bringing this back up is because it made me think of when we're able to go, or maybe now you're not able to go anywhere, obviously. If you can't go, you can go sit in your car. If you can get outside for a minute, you know, if you need a break and you don't want to meditate in the house. I literally used to do that between my jobs because I would have time and I would take a nap or I would meditate in my car. And that is a really good place too, that I found like good energy. It's quiet. You know, like I said, if you have nowhere in your house, you can go to your car. Or create a space like Connie was talking about too. Asking your angels for help to clear your mind. You had talked about that before too. Step 2, ask your angels to help to clear your mind so that you're not focusing on something that you don't want. Ask them to help you to clear it, or just focus on white light, or focus on your breath. And that was step 3, focus on your breath. So was there anything else you wanted to add to that, Tink?
No, just the last, all those mudras are for emotional, to help emotionally and spiritually as well. But the last one also helps to build confidence too. This one here. Just want to add that in. No, I think that's great. It's just a beginning, you know, it's just a little bit of an overview. There's obviously many ways to meditate, and we can go way more in depth, but for now, this is just an easy, quick guide for all 3. It's 3 easy steps for both, and 3 mudras. So number 3, again, isn't that? Masters are with us, everyone. Yay! Oh, and look, probably because I have my Buddha shirt on today. I did it in honor of the meditation, and it says Om Shanti. Om has a lot of meaning to it. And another way to meditate too, look up japa from Dr. Wayne Dyer. That's great for meditating and for also manifesting. And maybe we should do a whole one just on japa, actually. Not a bad idea, but we could do one on japa meditation. I did that for a little bit. Again, it's one of those things that I don't know why I don't do it more often, because it's easy to do and I love it. Probably because I don't like to hear myself. Sometimes when I meditate, I just want to surrender and not do anything. So for me, it's just letting go and just being anymore. So that's probably why I quit doing it. And then also for the signs and symbols, we're going to go in depth with the Om symbol, because there's so much to that Om symbol that can really help you with your everyday life. And Shanti just means peace. Om Shanti, that was at the bottom of my shirt. That's why I figured I'd say it. And you can call upon Shanti for peace. There's actually the mantra Om Shanti. What is it? Oh, geez, now I just drew a blank. I didn't plan on saying this. It just happened to come up. You can just say Om Shanti over and over. That helps to bring in God's energy along with peace. There you go. That must be what was needed to be said. All right. Anything else?
That's it. Nope. Go ahead. Sign us off.
All right. Everybody have a magical day and night filled with peace, love, light, and Shanti.
Om
Om
Shanti.